and gentlemen, welcome back to the TWB, the Wrestling Bubble. And this is your girl, Anna. Tonight, we're going to be talking about NXT review. We had a contract signing with Joe Hendry and Trick Williams. We also had some couple matches, such as Wesley versus Tony D'Angelo. And then we had a tag team main event, Stephanie Vaquer and Jordynn Grace versus the Fatal Influence. We're going to start off NXT with a bang with Miles Osborne coming out to address the NXT audience. Basically, he was coming out to explain how he probably wasn't no one's first, second, or third pick to win the Battle Royal against Obafemi. What do you think of Miles Osborne so far?
I like Miles Osborne. I'm glad that they're giving new stars chances, new opportunities, so we could reshuffle who's at the top of the card and who's the mid carders and whatnot. As we see some of the familiar faces get ready to go to the main roster, as they should. We get a new crop of talent. Miles Osborne may be one of those new crop of talents that could be leading NXT into a new direction. We'll have to see. But will he beat Obafemi? I don't know. Obafemi seems like just this titan that, I mean, it's gonna take like Avenger Endgame level, you know. I
Yeah,
don't know.
because he is the ruler at this point. Like, listen a little bit of his interview, not trying to get too deep into it. All his life, he's used to accomplishing everything, like going to the Olympics, going to Roll Tide, Alabama. Like, he has dominated NXT North American Championship, and now he's a dominant NXT champion.
As he should.
But we also got a little interruption. Speaking of people moving up to the main roster soon, we had Ethan Page coming out confronting Miles Osborne. Basically, his win was just a luck.
Yeah, Ethan just wants a world title shot. So he's trying to get under Miles' skin just to, talk him into putting his number one contendership up against him tonight, and which Miles does.
Hmm.
And we'll get to that match, but I don't know. I like the confidence in Miles. It's making him a strong baby face, which, they like WWE isn't really good at building baby faces, so it's good to see that they're taking someone from NXT. Yes, they're calling him Baby Randy cuz he kind of resembles Randy a little bit. He's got that drive, like you could see like a natural fire in him. I don't know, like I'm curious to see where he goes next. What happens in the match between Miles and Oba? Do I see him winning? No, because it's Obafemi.
Right.
But I'd love for him to have a good showing, which I feel he will, because he's really good in the ring. Um, I'm more curious to see what Charlie Dempsey's gonna do.
Exactly. Speaking of Charlie, I feel like he instigated this whole match for him to go against Ethan
Of
Page.
course he did.
The first line he's talking about, you know what, Miles? This is actually the perfect learning opportunity for you. I mean, you got me with the match with Obafemi tonight because you wanted some advice. So it's like, is he really trying to help Miles Osborne, or is he just jealous because he has a main event title shot?
Charlie Dempsey is cosplaying Finn Balor right now. This is the Judgment Day. Different names, different people, same story. But I think it's better because,
Miles is actually playing mind tricks too.
well, but at the same time, we've seen Judgment Day do it like for a year or two now, right?
Hmm.
And with the no quarter catch crew, like we haven't really had storylines between them before, like little stuff. But this is something that's gonna potentially kick out Charlie from the group or break up the group in general. Like maybe you see Miles, Tavion, and what's her name? Ren
Wayne.
Sinclair.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe you see them break away from the no quarter catch crew and start their own thing. I don't know. We'll see.
See, but so we fast forward, we have Ava came out, made the match official. And after this segment, we had our first match, Obafemi versus Charles Dempsey with the Northern Catch crew.
Can we just make note that Ava is finally dressing really nice now? Like she used to come out with these huge goth boots or whatever, and
She
just
still need to know how to dress because yesterday,
nah, she looked better. She's looking more like a
nah.
woman now.
Oh,
Before she was
yeah.
looking like
But I'm
very
talking about
manly.
if you're a manager, it's like, why are you wearing these short behind skirts? But we ain't gonna get too deep into that. Back to the match with Obafemi versus Charlie Dempsey. This match was okay. It really was just to show Obafemi is dominant.
Yeah, in a nutshell.
Because only offense play that Charlie Dempsey had was he was just focusing on Obafemi's arm majority of the time. But of course, Obafemi outpowered, hit his little power bomb 1, 2, 3, and that's pretty much the end of the match. Moving on from that, you have a little quick backstage segment with Ricky Starr versus Ethan Page. Basically, just long story short, we already know these guys cannot stand each other. Ethan Page is pretty much jealous of Ricky Starr because when he first came to NXT, he actually got a title way faster than Ethan Page.
Yeah. And although that's a nice achievement, I really haven't seen enough from Ricky Saints yet.
No,
Uh, I'm still waiting on the heel turn.
I think honestly, I don't think he needs to become a heel because this babyface Ricky is stale to me already, and he only been in NXT for what, a month.
Yeah, Ricky was never good as a babyface, in my opinion. Not like when he was in AEW, it was heel or go home.
Yeah, like what they did with Julie. You see, she tried to be a babyface. Obviously, that didn't work, so she became the full, blown, beautiful match. The crowd actually loved her. Even
Yeah,
watching the match last week with her against Jordynn Grace. Jordynn Grace really didn't get no reaction. It was mostly Julia.
I'm still not a fan of Julia's though. I'm not convinced.
Well, now she's in the main roster, so we'll see what she does up there. But
Take the pin. Oh, she did that on Monday Night Raw, right? Oh yeah, okay.
that was a terrible debut. I'm
And she
like,
came out to no reaction, right?
she had a little
Nah,
reaction.
she didn't.
I
Nah.
guess. Well, if you're
No.
going against like Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, but at the same, I mean, I've still give her a few more months. We'll see what happens. But long story short, they already broke up Roxanne and Julia already, so we'll see how that goes.
So what did we have next?
Next, after that segment with Ricky Starr and Ethan Page, we had another match: Tony D'Angelo versus Wesley. Now, how this match came about last week, you have Wesley basically confronting Tony D'Angelo how he basically his whole family has broken up, not broken up, but like
Just
going
kind
to
of rubbing
hiding.
it in his face.
Yeah. So it's like that really rubbed Tony the wrong way. I would say this match was good. It showed Wesley is really great in the ring. He makes anyone look good in the ring, in my opinion. You have Tony D'Angelo outpowering Wesley, but Tony D'Angelo got distracted because Stats found Rizzo's safe house.
Yeah, so good match, but they also added some storyline in it with the,
Wesley's new group. I think they call it High Rise.
yeah, High Rise. Well, they got a new name, but the group's been around for a little while. So I guess with the name, making it official, like maybe they'll officially get some kind of push and they'll actually be in a storyline or whatever. Because like all we've gotten for months now with Wesley is talking trash in the back, trying to influence people, instigate situations and whatnot. So it'd be nice to see Wesley get back into some kind of title contention and also in meaningful stories. So we'll have to see. Also, maybe this will be the thing that ends up sending Wesley to the main roster because he's been on NXT forever.
And I feel like they're just stalling to see how this group's gonna go. And hopefully it's just a decent 2 months because the longer he's in NXT, the longer we question, is he really gonna stay with WWE long enough?
Yeah, and the faster he'll get that Carmelo push. What push?
We're still waiting on that. But just Wesley won with a pinfall. He hit the cardiac kid when Tony D'Angelo was too focused on Stats finding Rizzo's steakhouse. Next, we had a quick little video package. OTM is coming back. I don't know how we feel about that right
I
now.
don't feel anything. Don't care. They've been jobbers the entire time they've been on NXT. Yeah, just put the fries in the bag, bro.
Exactly. Like the promo was decent, but at this point, are they really going to push them to be tag team champions?
If they do, it's for what? For what? Like when you job them out for like a year,
Yeah.
why should I care at this point?
Yeah, you gotta give me something for a few months for me to like tune in with them.
And I could care less how you got it out the mud. What does that have to do with wrestling? When you look like trash in the ring, like these dudes are big, jacked, or whatever, and they can cut decent promos or whatever as far as vignettes,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Because it's different when you're in front of a live audience. But we'll get to that when we get to it. But just when you've been jobbed out for so long, like how do you get the audience at that point? Like, you know what I mean? They're certified jobbers. Like at the end of the day, they're just another tag team that can take a pin.
Pretty much. Moving on from that video package, we have the NXT Women Champion Stephanie Vaquer coming out to address the NXT audience about Jordynn Grace winning to be the #1 contender for Battleground.
I like the fact that Stephanie doesn't speak a lot of English, but she isn't afraid to just go out there in front of a live audience and cut a promo with the limited English that she does know. So props to Stephanie for just taking the bull by the horns and, you know, just going hard. Like, you get Jordynn Grace eventually joining her. You get Fatal Influence coming out, talking their trash. Nobody believes Fatal Influence is ever getting a world title. So, like,
No,
we
that
could just
group's
cut
about to
that
break
out.
up anyways. You know, JC Jane cannot stay friends with anybody too long.
I think all we're getting out of them is it's going to lead to a match between JC Jane and Fallon Henley.
Oh, most definitely.
Which that'll be good because honestly, I preferred Fallon Henley by herself. Like once she did kind of like that, once she turned heel and started changing her look and everything with that, and they presented her a little bit different, I was feeling it. And then they immediately stuck her in a group,
Yeah.
which she didn't need. The group needed her. She didn't need the group.
No.
But like when she hasn't really officially got the crowd, whether it be in a good way or in a bad way, as far as booing her or cheering her, but it's like she was just really starting to develop her character, and then you throw her in a group. So this is like one of those rare times where Shawn Michaels got to take a L for that one.
Yeah, I would agree. Especially like Fallon really was cooking. To me, putting her in the group really watered her down, slowed her down by a lot. And I would like to see her do a little single run for NXT first for a little bit because going to the main roster, I have a feeling Triple H is not going to book her like she deserved to be booked.
Or he'll push her harder than some of the people that he doesn't push at all.
Well, I hope
Like, I
so.
mean, look how Tiffany Stratton got called up, and then, she's world champ, and she botches a lot. She's
Yeah.
got, like, no character whatsoever. It's Tiffy time! Like, I mean, we have to hear that all the time. Like, her promos or nothing.
Yeah, they're not as good as they used to be.
I mean, I feel like Fallon would get moved up and probably get, like, he probably perceives Fallon in the same way that he perceives Tiffany Stratton at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we can see, like, when Stephanie and Roxanne and all them come up, like, we see the difference, okay? Like, they're ready. Tiffany was never ready for that. Not that soon. She had the look that they wanted. And then they just figured they could just push her and it'll just naturally kind of fall into place, but it hasn't. Yeah, but going back to NXT, you got Jordynn Grace in the ring with Stephanie and Fatal Influence. And Jordynn comes out because she's like, okay, I see what you two ladies are trying to do. You're trying to take advantage of the champ. You want to beat her down, whatever. But I'm here to protect my investment.
And
And
Stephanie let her know I am not your investment.
right, she's like, I want to make sure you get to that pay-per-view so that it's just you and me and there's no excuses when I beat you for that women's NXT World Championship.
And while we're on Jordynn Grace, I have a feeling the crowd's not feeling her right now.
No, not really.
Like, I don't know. I guess I understand she's a juggernaut, but I feel like if she stopped trying to be a baby face, and right now I feel like they're just forcing Jordan on us, she got to do something.
I think certain things will change with certain people once your Obafemi, your Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, like a lot of these people that it's already time for them to move up. Like once they move up to the main roster, I think that's when you'll start getting better crowd reactions with some of these other people.
Yeah, but I think with Jordynn case at the same time, because I think she also, I know in main when she was Royal Rumble, she got a decent pop. But right now, I feel like the crowd's not, because, like you said, you have stars like Stephanie Vaquer. I'll even throw Julia because she has a little bit of fans who actually like develop the character. This Juggernaut, she's not really, to me. I'd be scared when Jordynn be wrestling because I feel like she botches too much. I don't know if it's nerves or anything, but hopefully a few more months in, she will clean up her wrestling performance.
Yeah, we'll have to see. What happened after this segment?
Moving on, just a quick little segment with Miles Osborne. Basically, he just wanted Charlie Dempsey and the No Catch crew to stay behind during his match because, he just wants to prove that he's
He can
main
get the
event
job
material.
done by himself,
Exactly.
yeah.
During that other segment, you have Ray and Undertaker because I don't know if anybody been watching LFG. We was talking to these two top finalist females. Long story short, I'm hoping Tyra the Olympics win because when we saw her NXT level up, she is great charisma, great character, and that's it. And you
What's
have
her name? Tyra Steele? Tyra May
yes,
Steele or something like
yes.
that? And what was the other lady's
The
name?
other lady is Xena Sterling.
Okay.
So they're basically the finalists, and I'm going for Tyra, hopefully.
The segment was it was a little weird because like you have different women from NXT
And it's
coming
really
out cutting
like the women that's
promos.
not being pushed.
Right. And they're cutting promos or whatever, and then like after Lash Legend says what she says to the ladies, and then they just kind of like it's almost like they were waiting on Tyra or Xena to say something to
Yeah, it
like
was
to
like
clap back,
awkward.
but like they just kind of like Tyra's just smiling and cheesing, and I'm like, okay. I know Undertaker's looking at her like, okay, girl, this is like your perfect opportunity to say something. This is a
Right.
chance to go viral or something, and
Mm-hmm.
she's just cheesing.
Same with Xena. Not
Yeah,
a
it's
word from each one of them.
like this was the perfect opportunity. You got Bubba Ray Dudley, Undertaker, and all these different women from the NXT just waiting for you to impress them, and all you do is smile. So, and we know she can talk.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Like, I'm like, was this segment just to show their face? Like, these ladies are basically letting you know y'all are not coming here to outshine us.
Yeah. I don't know. It was an awkward segment, but I know Tyra can go in the ring. I haven't really seen much of Xena, but I'm sure she's pretty good if she made it this far. So we'll just have to see.
Next, we have a third match. We have Miles Osborne versus Ethan Page. The purpose of this match is to be the number one contender for the WWE NXT Championship. I will say Miles Osborne is definitely baby Randy. He, I don't know if he like watched Randy's videos growing up or anything. He hits like almost every Randy move, even though Randy does that crazy head shaking, like he's trying to like dodge you kind of look. Like this guy is phenomenal.
Yeah, he hits a nice power slam like Orton, the draping DDT. Like he fires up like Orton. I just think he has like this natural charisma about him, and it shows in his matches, in his promos. Like he plays to the crowd really good, like a
Very good.
baby face. I mean, I think he's gonna be money going. Like I just think they need to take their time with him, make sure as they give him a push forward, like he's 10 toes down, he's ready. You know what I mean? Like, and if they end up pushing him more as like a strong baby face, never back down type of like, then I think eventually he needs to break out of that group.
Yeah, I agree because it's to feel like it's just going to slow him down. And also you have the crowd chanting RKO.
Yeah. Which I mean, it's good because he's getting recognition or whatever, but at the same time, he's gonna have to do something to separate himself from the whole Randy Orton comparison, because then you get the Tiffany Stratton Charlotte thing.
Yeah.
Now it could work in his favor where he ends up getting a match with Randy Orton.
That would be a great match.
You know, and I mean it worked for Javon Evans.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, like I said, I'm impressed with Miles so far. Of course, I'm still I want to see more. I want to see more character development and just different opportunities. Like, yeah, he got a world title shot. He got it by winning a battle royal. But we need to continue to see him go through the NXT roster and get some wins and continue to cut these promos. You know, he already addressed the disability, so we don't have to go back to that again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so just curious to see like what they're gonna do. Hopefully, this isn't like a flash in the pan situation where he gets this push because Oba needed an opponent for the pay-per-view. You
Right.
know what I mean? And of course, just like he said, I was probably not your second, third, first, whatever pick to win the battle royal, but I won it. You know, despite my disability, et cetera, et cetera. So hopefully, this isn't just like charity work, and Miles is legitimate. You know, getting a push.
Awesome. Moving on from that match, we had a little quick segment with Javon Evans. Pretty much, I don't know if anyone heard of Sean Legacy. He's also from Evolve. Sean Legacy and Javon Evans. Quick little preview at the Battle Royal last week. And honestly, I would love to see those two go at it. But of course, we have Boring Ashanti.
Oh my God! Like, look, he still works here.
Exactly. Trying to confront John Von Evans, talking about don't wrestle Sean Legacy because he's beneath you. Look,
Man, please, that dude's better than Ashanti.
exactly. Just to see how Sean Legacy was in a battle royal, I'm like, can we please get him into NXT real quick, real quick? Like, why is he in Evolve?
First of all, Sean is ready for the main roster.
That too.
Like, we need people with some life, okay?
And
Sean
he,
Legacy, that little bit of time that he got to show what he can do in that battle royal, like this guy is money. Like, we need more people like that can stand out.
yes.
He
And
didn't look like he had the typical WWE formula like in a match where you can pretty much, I mean, you could close your eyes and you could tell me what's going to happen next depending on whatever the first or second move was. You know what I
mm-hmm.
mean? Like, and this guy, he's pulling out different stuff that you don't normally see in the WWE, and his facials in the match, his selling, like everything's good. The way he plays to the crowd is really good. Like, it's old school type, you know, which you can appreciate.
And that's why I believe him and Javon Evans will have a great match.
Oh, definitely. Like, they just need to take out Ashanti, okay?
Yeah,
Because like
Ashanti
there's
just
what
forced himself in
is
there.
that like punishment for his little Twitter exchange with Ricochet or something? Because like how do you go from competing with main eventers to like wrestling Ashanti, the Adonis?
Ashanti,
Who?
exactly. Did y'all just get that Carmen like pretty much pushed him to the side, which was
Carmen Petrovic, yeah.
the best thing that she ever done? But now we're gonna have a triple threat match, believe next week for the NXT North American title because of Ricky Starr. Because Ashanti want to open his mouth saying he can run circles against Javon Evans and Sean Legacy. God help us.
A triple threat for the North American title?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they're wrestling for?
Yeah, next week.
Okay. I wouldn't mind. Listen, I wouldn't mind if Sean Legacy won that match. Like, you got Javon and Ashanti. Ashanti, like, make sure that Javon doesn't win. You know what I mean? Since he was
Yeah,
talking trash anyways, and you end up with Sean Legacy versus Ricky Saints. I would love to see that.
that would be
Of course, I'd love to see Javon versus Ricky, but like, really, I don't want Javon dropping down to North American title when he's been competing for the NXT World title. So like, stay with the main eventers.
well.
Let Sean Legacy challenge Ricky Star or Ricky Saints for the North American title. That way, Javon continues to hover at the top of the card, and he doesn't end up getting relegated to the mid card. We don't need that because that's just going backwards at this point. He don't need to compete for the North American Championship unless he's gonna win it, and we know he's not because Ricky just got it, and they're not taking it off of him that quick.
I
Because
mean, they did it
honestly,
to Sean Spears.
no, like that's why I said as a babyface, Ricky Saints is stale right now. Okay, so he needs the title, if anything. That's the only thing that's making him, stand out a little bit. Because once you take that title off of him and he's still a babyface, he's gonna get lost in the shuffle. Because he's not interesting as a babyface.
No,
He's plain. Like
Jane.
he as a heel, he's got plenty of material. He could talk trash with the best of them. But he's gotta be a heel to do it.
Yeah, that's why I feel like he needs to lose the title to do a little attitude adjustment. But we'll see what they will do. We had a little quick quick video with these Tony D'Angelo. They're over here shooting movies for NXT. So you basically have Tony made it to Rizzo's house, and then Stats was there waiting for him to attack him. Long story short, Stat is going to be going against Tony D'Angelo at the Battleground. I feel like this is great that Stats broke out from the Tony D'Angelo family. I'm looking forward to what they're going to do with him. Right now, I'm wondering if he's going to make the family turn on Tony D'Angelo, because remember when he was champion, he did left the family hanging for the most of the part.
Yeah, and in this situation, Stacks is right and Tony D is right as well. They just had they want the same thing, but they just have a different approach. And unfortunately, Stacks took it too far, and he's created this situation where the family's never going to be the same again. It's a power struggle in a way. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm curious to see what they do with this angle. Like I like the story so far, and anytime you get like a video package or whatever with the family, it's cinematic gold.
hmm I don't know how they do it. But moving on from that segment, we have the fourth match: Thea Hale versus Tatum Paxley. I I guess Tatum Paxley is revamping her character. She reminded me a little bit of Sue Young with the whole like I don't know. It's like she's going crazy at this point. There's no more Gigi, there's no more Shotzi. It's just Tatum.
That's funny how like when they were backstage, she's talking about she lost everything or whatever, and it's like she can't say their names though.
Right. I was like, that's a little sad. Like I'm like, you can at least say Valkyria.
I mean, it's crazy because it's like this whole time she's been looking for friends, and then she finally has two friends, Shotzi and Gigi Dolan, and then they're released. So she's back
Just
to
like
square
that.
one again.
Yeah. So I'm like, she's about to be this one where she just, you know what? I wonder, because there has been rumors that Alexa Bliss might make a new fraction.
Not interested.
I know.
Not interested. What, Alexa Bliss was gone for like 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Who missed her?
I mean, the crowd still loves her.
It's a wow, it's Alexa Bliss pop, but it's not a oh my god, I'm about to get a banger match or I'm look, that was at a time where there was no Bianca like at the top of the card, there was no Rhea, there was you know what I mean? It was like small women, Becky Lynch, for example. Like
Yeah.
who like look at Becky, then look at Rhea. Who looks like a professional wrestler and who looks like they should be baking some cookies in the kitchen or something. Like, you
Exactly.
know what I mean? Who looks like they're picking up the kids from soccer practice and who looks like a professional soccer player or professional something, right? Like it's night and day. And like Alexa is from that era or whatever, like where everybody was small like her, like your Zelina Vegas and whatnot, like where you know what I mean. It's more believable if she was beating somebody up or something. But like now, it's you got all these, you got the muscle mommy getting ready to come up, like Jordynn Grace, and yeah, like come on, Alexa Bliss, you better have some giants in that group.
Well, we'll see how that goes. So basically, Thea Hale won by a disqualification because Tatum Paxley basically was digging in her eyes.
Yeah, I really got no comment on this match.
Nah,
Yeah, I wasn't interested.
nah, I don't, because right now I don't even know where they're going with Tatum, and I really don't know where they're going with Thea. So we'll just see how that goes next week. Moving on, we just had a quick segment with Kalani Jordan confronting Soruka. Well, actually confronting Zarya for spearing her in the barricade. Look, why am I still seeing Kalani Jordan trying to go for the North American title.
They got to give her something to do.
She is boring. I'm sorry, but she is boring. Of course, you deserve to get speared by the barricade from Zarya. Look at Zarya. It just goes back what you said. Kalani is tiny. Zarya looks like a superstar. Are we supposed to believe that Zarya's supposed to lose to Kalani? Are we?
I don't know. Look. I don't know what they're trying to do with this feud or whatever between Zarya and Kalani.
And then Ruka, it's like, what are we doing?
I mean, Ruka, like, I get that Zarya is like the protector or the gatekeeper, right? Like, if you want to get to Ruka, you got to get through me. And I get that, and she's doing it well. But can we get like different people, or is it just gonna be Kalani?
Right. So basically, Kalani wants to fight Zarya, and of course, Zarya, great on the mic, letting her know the result's going to be the same: 1, 2, 3. But this time, she had a little twist. Whoever wins go against Ruka at Battleground.
So basically, a rematch with the same stakes.
Exactly.
Well, except whoever wins, right?
Well, according to Kalani, if she wins.
Oh, okay.
That's what it seems like.
I was going to say, because if Zarya wins again, then we get that Zarya versus Ruka. And I'm sure they'll shake hands at the beginning, and it'll be all smiles. But Zarya's going to be out for blood.
Oh, of course. She's like a freaking warrior out there. But Kalani, I have a feeling they're going to make her win because with the angle they're going for, what I'm seeing, the usual, Zarya is supposed to turn on Ruka.
Right. That's what I'm saying with the shaking the hands, etc. And then ultimately, we know Zarya is going to be the heel when it's all said and done. But you know what I would love? I would love if it was a surprise heel turn from Ruka, because she's always been like the fan favorite, the baby face, etc. But we see her changing. We see visually with the different clothes that she's deciding to wear that's, more dark or whatever. She changed. Zarya didn't change, right? So you could flip it. Would I want to see Zarya as a babyface? Only if she's like a badass babyface.
Yeah. Not that typical defenseless babyface.
Like, she would have to be more like a tweener.
I could see that.
Like, where she can get down and dirty with you, like heel stuff too, to match your energy. But at the same time, she's that never back down baby face. Like, I would like to see that. Plus, we've never seen heel Ruka, so that could be something interesting. And I feel like Soul would do a good job. So, I don't know. If it comes to that, like, we get in a match between Zarya and Ruka as a result of Zarya beating Kalani for the second time, like, I'm all for it.
Me too. But like I said, unfortunately, it looks like Kalani might beat Zarya. It might be a fluke win. I don't know. She might cheat to win or something, because Kalani got to do something. Because you can't just change your character time. I'm not that same little girl anymore and still come across like a whiny little crybaby. Crybaby Kalani.
Work in progress.
We'll see. Moving on, we have Joe Hendry and Trick Williams contract signing. Nothing really happened here. They're just, exchanging words here and there.
Plain as day. Like, this is very straight to the point. Nothing special. This was nothing special.
No. And then, speaking of Joe Hendry and Trick Williams, next week they're both performing a concert. You have Trick doing his little rapping and Joe Hendry doing his little concert. What are we doing?
Yeah, when it comes to that, we know what we're gonna get with Joe. Okay, he's gonna talk a little trash in his song or whatever, and people are gonna sing along with him. We know what we're getting with that. With Trick, on the other hand, Trick Williams rapping.
He rapped before.
First of all,
he did it
I know.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is live.
I know.
Okay?
That's what I was like. What?
And during this contract signing, he called himself Hollywood Trick.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's just letting you know, yes, I'm a full-blown heel. Even though he's in his infantry stage, like this is like the very, very, very beginning of heels or of Trick's heel run. Okay. Cause like obviously you see like he on his face sometimes like when somebody's talking to him and they're doubting him or whatever, and you see that look on Trick's face like, oh, you don't believe me. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's almost like, okay, you can kind of see the wheels turning in his head where it's like, okay, he about to cook up something, and just like the same way he popped up on TNA and jumped Joe Hendry and whatnot, like stuff like that. It's like you could see how he's planning something already. It's like, okay, keep doubting me, dog. You know what I
Right.
mean? He's like he gonna crash out.
Yeah. We already know he might not win the TNA belt. We'll see. But I do like the new Hollywood Trick Williams thing. Keep the same theme song, whoop that trick and everything. Please take that character to the main roster with Carmelo Hayes and let's get this ball rolling.
Yeah. Like I feel like if we're doing all that, that's the direction he needs to go in. Ultimately, link Trick and Carmelo back up, and we can get back to business. Okay. Joe Hendry, I could really see Joe Hendry winning this match between them two, and that be the thing that sends Trick packing,
Right.
because like what is there left for Trick to do at this point? He's already
Or
won the title what, twice?
yeah,
Oh,
or he might because remember he's obsessed with Obafemi. So I can see him losing to Joe Hendry. I'm pretty sure Obafemi might be the main event.
costing Oba the title against
Toss him the
Miles.
title, or if Oba wins, attack Obafemi to get his rematch, and then when Oba beats Trick 1-on-1, because that's all he wanted from Oba is another 1-on-1 match. Then he sent Trick packing.
Yeah. And hopefully it'll be like SummerSlam, something like that around that time where Trick goes up or whatever.
Probably gonna be before SummerSlam.
Well, that's what I'm
Hopefully,
saying,
hopefully.
like to where it leads into SummerSlam. But at the same time, they would have to be doing something with Carmelo Hayes in order for that
Yeah,
to make sense. So
instead of dropping him out. So we moving on to the main event: Stephanie Vaquer and Jordynn Grace versus Fatal Influence. Honestly, there's not really much to say to Matt. I mean, all ladies did a great job, but really, it was just to show Jordynn Grace is really trying to protect Stephanie Vercare from being injured or anything because she wants her at 100% at Battleground. But what's that say for Jordynn Grace if she's taking all the, punches?
well, it says that she's sticking by what she promised that she was gonna do. She was gonna make sure that Stephanie showed up with no excuses, 100% good health, so she can take the title off of her. So if that means she's got to put herself through hell and take the bullets or whatever, that's what she's gonna do.
But won't that also exhaust her too for Battleground?
Well, that's the thing about stupid baby faces.
Yeah, when she said that, I was like, then who's gonna protect you though?
Exactly.
Like that doesn't make any sense. Like to the point, I know she took Fatal Influence finisher, like she pushed Stephanie Vaquer out the way so she don't take it, but then she takes it and pretty much ate it up and hit her finisher on JC Jane. I'm sorry. Speaking of her finisher scares me.
What
I,
scared you about it?
oh my gosh, I thought she was about to drop JC Jane on her head. I'm like, can we go back to the whatever slam she used to do instead of this quick hurt your spine head finisher that she be doing?
I like it, but yes, the margin of error it may not be worth it, you know.
No.
But I do like the finishing move because it looks like once she hits it, it shouldn't be something you can kick out of.
Of course not. She dropping it like basically you're folding it up like a little pretzel. Like we need to see the jackhammer or something because that finisher is scary. I would not be taking
I
it.
think once like the longer she's in WWE, and like I feel like she will evolve to where she does incorporate more of those power moves as signature moves, like where you get like a jackhammer and you get like those where she could toss her opponents around depending on who it is. Like, do I see her doing a jackhammer to Rhea Ripley? Not really.
No.
But do I see her doing a jackhammer to say Alexa Bliss?
Yeah.
Of course. So yeah, just I think it's just with Jordynn Grace. This obviously all of this was for Jordynn Grace, because like you said earlier, the crowd isn't really feeling her right now and etc. So as Stephanie starts to make her exit out of NXT. This is like trying to give Jordynn Grace the rub, you know. So we'll have to see.
That's exactly why they put him against Fatal Influence.
And
Because
honestly, I do hope that if Stephanie Vaquer was to lose against Jordynn Grace at Battleground, it would be because like maybe Julie or something like that to
well,
protect Stephanie,
we'll see.
move her
'Cause
to the main roster officially, let Jordynn Grace do her thing on NXT, have her title run. You know, you got new contenders that can go against her, Zarya, Kalani Jordan, Fallon Henley, like you know what I mean? Like you get like a whole new crop of people that can get circulated into that main event top contender place on the card. And then yeah, you get Stephanie, Julia, Roxanne. They're officially staying on the main roster. There's no more back and forth. And same with Oba, Trick. Who else would need to go from the men?
I know Ethan Page supposed to be moving up soon.
Well, there you go. Ethan Page. I doubt Sean Spears because he's doing like he's mostly doing stuff for his group, the Culling. So I doubt he would move up. But and then if Sean Spears was to move up, it'd be like kind of a clash of characters between him and Karrion Kross because they have a very similar type of character.
That would hurt Karrion Kross more than Sean Spears, though.
That's what I'm saying because Sean Spears, he does it really good too. Like I mean,
Mhm.
his character work is excellent, great on
So
the mic, etc. So, and he's good in the ring. Karrion Kross.
yeah, I can see a release coming soon if they don't do nothing with Karrion Kross. But as far as probably Julie interfering, I don't really see that happening. Now that she's fully in the main event, I mean, sorry, main roster with Raw right now. But who never know? Might be like Jada Parker or something. But they probably ain't gonna do much with her anymore. So we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, that's another name, Jada Parker. Yeah, see, like if somebody like Jordynn Grace won the title, right? Then you have Jada Parker, also another person that could step up for title contingency. So we'll see. We
Well,
will see on the
like
next episode of NXT, which will be what?
next week.
What do we have to look forward to on the next episode of NXT? The triple threat
Oh
with
yes, the
Javon,
Javon
Sean
Evans,
Legacy, and Ashanti of the Adonis.
Shotzi who?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had the concert with Joe Hendry and Trick. I'm pretty sure that's going to turn into a fight fest.
Of course.
So we'll see how that goes. But this is just the road to what's it? They have Battleground coming up.
Yeah.
So that's what it's pretty much just the road to. And then I'm pretty sure they're going to add a few more match cards on there. Oh, then we have Miles Bourne. I think Miles Bourne and Oba Femi's going to come face to face next week, probably.
And we have the rematch with Kalani Jordan and Zarya.
Yes, which I would hate to see Zarya take the L, but I mean, we'll see what happens because at this point, I'm about sick of seeing Kalani on my TV.
And then we forward the story with Tony D and the family.
I think Tony will finally have one upper than Stats. We'll see what happens. But really, this is just a breakout for Stats to show how he can be on his own. Because Tony, let's be honest, he was starting to become stale too and then forced him to be a babyface. You can't be called a Don of NXT and then be like soft.
Was Luca one of the people that got released?
There's a rumor that he got released, so we don't know yet.
Ooh.
I hope not, because I would love to see Stats with the family and the whole family just portray Tony D'Angelo because, like I said, since he was a champion before, he really wasn't focused on the family. He was really focusing on himself. Remember, the
Right.
business and everything wasn't picking up and everything, but we'll see what happens.
Yo, but back to Luca though. Like if he got released, they did him exactly like they did Two Dimes.
Two Dimes.
You remember Two Dimes? Remember it was Tony D,
Oh,
Two
yes,
Dimes, and
yes.
Stacks.
Yes,
Like in
I
the
remember.
early days of the family.
Which would be crazy because I like Luca's character. He basically was a lawyer and he would sue people if he beats them for wasting his time.
right.
Like,
like that. I mean, that's a good character.
like I'm supposed to be fighting this person and then I beat you and then man, that was a waste of my time. Sue or basically give them a fine or something he was doing. But I like Luca, but we'll see what happens. But that will conclude our NXT review.
What would you, if you had to grade NXT? What would you what score would you give this show out of out of 10?
Ah, honestly, probably a 7,
Kind of high for me. This
probably
was
a
not
5.
one of my favorite episodes of NXT.
Hmm.
This, like the week before, excellent, right? But this week it was just kind of like you could see that this was just positioning people in different storylines. Like it was just like story progression this week.
Of course, yeah, you can see that because the revisit of Ethan Page and Ricky Star was Ricky saying sorry, and we thought that was over. Then you having another bringing storyline with Javon Evans, Sean Legacy, and Ashanti, because at this point Shanti ain't got nothing else to do. Then you have a revisit of Zarya, Soruka, and Kalani boring Jordynn. So yeah,
This was like, for me, this was like a solid 5.5, out of 10.
well, hopefully next week is better. Well, if they didn't have the concert, I would say, because right now I'm not really big when WWE does these random concert song along, because it's like we're here to watch wrestling and see story build. If I want to see a concert, I will go on Ticketmaster.com and see what concert is coming in town.
I think all it is it's they're calling it a concert, right? But it's really gonna be like a promo battle.
Pretty
I
much.
see it as more of a battle. Like Trick's gonna battle rap, and Joe Hendry is gonna talk so much trash while when he's singing those songs. I think it's actually gonna be very entertaining. It does potentially like have like it'll probably end up being like the segment of the week between like all wrestling shows for the week. I guarantee, like, watch. It's probably gonna be must see.
Must see TV. But like again, that concludes our NXT review. Thank you for tuning in on the wrestling bubble.
And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and all that. I mean, you stayed this long for the video, right? So you might as well just go ahead, acknowledge me. And turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any upload, and you'll get notified when we go live. And with that being said, we'll catch you on the next video. Goodbye.